So, it's been quite a while since we've done one of these, but since it's 2024, I am back on YouTube and I'm going to be going a lot harder. I know I've said that a couple times, but trust me, this time I'm going to stay true to it and I'm going to keep giving y'all consistent videos. If you didn't read the title, today's video is about why Jujutsu Kaisen is the best new gen anime. Now, I've felt like this for a while, but I feel like with season 2 wrapping up, this is the perfect time to make this video and let y'all know why it's the best. But before we get into it, make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It'll help me grow a ton. And check out my other stuff. I got 2 other podcasts. I'm on Twitch. Hit the links and check out my stuff. Please, I would appreciate it a ton. But without further ado, let's get into why JJK is the best new gen anime of all time. I think first and foremost, when we're talking about shonen anime, the real glue of the anime, the thing that really kind of makes it go is the power system. And Jujutsu Kaisen has one of the best power systems, not just in new gen, but in anime altogether. Like, if I had to sit and come up with the best power systems, I would honestly probably say Cursed Energy and Nen, and they're both very similar. But I actually do think Cursed Energy has the edge over Nen. And me saying that means a lot, because y'all know I'm a Hunter x Hunter super fan. But what I think makes the power system so good is that it's versatile, it's open-ended, but still very thought out and very in-depth. Like, when we look at it on the shallow end, we got Cursed Energy, which can make curses, and we can use to make curse techniques. Easy. But then when you stop and go more in-depth, you realize, okay, everybody has their own individualized curse techniques. These curse techniques have lore behind them. Oh, we can also make a domain expansion. There's reverse jujutsu. There's heavenly restriction, hacks. There's simple domains. It gets so deep and so in-depth that it gets to the point where it's like science and math. And then when you look at the individualized curse techniques, what I think is really cool about them is you don't have that much versatility in what your curse technique is, but you can have versatility in what you do with your curse technique, and I think that's awesome. Like, because the curse techniques aren't as versatile as Nen from Hunter x Hunter, it forces the characters to be a lot more creative with how they use their abilities. Like, when you look at Megumi's 10 Shadows technique, that technique is what it is. He can't make more shadows. He can't do things like that. But he's getting creative with it, and he's using Mahoraga as a kamikaze suicide bomb. He's using it as an attack when really, normally you would subjugate it. When we look at the hidden inventory arc, we see where Gojo's Infinity started off to where it is now. Now he has it automated to where certain things get hit with the Infinity and some things don't. And then he added in the extra reverse jutsu to keep his brain fresh. Like, you can really get creative with these powers, even though there's not that much versatility in what they originally gave you and it's just like ingrained in your DNA. Like, when I sit and think about it, I genuinely can't think of another new gen anime whose power system can rival Jujutsu Kaisen. The anime community has said that Tao in Hell's Paradise can potentially rival Cursed Energy, but I haven't seen far enough in there. That's mainly from manga readers, and y'all know I don't read the manga. Another thing that I think makes Jujutsu Kaisen so good is how much lore is put into this show. There is a whole world in history that has been well thought out before the story even started. Before we get Yuji eating Sukuna's finger in episode 1, there's so much lore that happened before that. We have the whole hidden inventory arc and everything that happened with that. We have all of Jujutsu Kaisen 0, what happened with Yuta and all that. But then there's even more that we didn't get on screen with that's just lore in the show. We have the history of the great clans, the Zenin clan, the Gojo clan, and all the things that have to do with them and the politics that go in line with that. There's the Heian era that Kenjaku was talking about. Kenjaku is from way back in the past. He made Choso and all that hundreds and hundreds of years ago. We have Sukuna when he was the top curse back in the day doing all his shit a long ass time ago. There's a lot of lore that goes into this show. And I mean, we only at season 2. I'm sure we're going to find out way more lore as the story goes on. Another reason why Jujutsu Kaisen is the best new gen of all time is the villains. Now, I'm not gonna lie. One thing that new gen anime does very well is villains, but I think Jujutsu Kaisen does it better than all of them. Sukuna, Mahito, Geto, Jogo, Kenjaku. We got some good ass villains in this show. And we got a variety of villains. We have villains who you could potentially feel sympathetic to, like Jogo and even Geto, I feel sympathetic toward Geto. But then we got villains that are just pure evil, like Sukuna. Like, I love a good villain. I personally think that a villain is what is going to make any type of superhero story or whatever. The villain is what's gonna make. Like, let's take a look at the depth that is Geto. Geto started off being a hero with a strong moral compass who didn't really break for anything. And then as time goes on, he sees that the world isn't what he thinks it is. And the only way that he can get rid of this feeling thing and make the world how he thinks should be ideal is to cause mass murder and kill all non-Jujutsu sorcerers. That shit is deep. Because we started off thinking that Geto was just some regular ass villain, and then they took us back in the past to show us, yo, this was that guy. This used to be our homie. Now we can't fuck with him no more. And then we got Mahito, who's the perfect counter to our main character, Yuji Itadori. Because Mahito's not just a physical threat for Itadori. Mahito is also a psychological and philosophical threat for him. Mahito pushed Yuji to reevaluate everything he knew as a human and as a Jujutsu sorcerer. What's right? What's wrong? What am I even supposed to be doing? He was the one who made Yuji realize, hey bro, this is not just some battle. This is war. We are at war. I'm sitting here and thinking about it. I don't think there are any new gens that have any villains as good as Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, Shigaraki's on his way up. I think he's going to be a very good villain. But off the top of my head, I can't really think of anybody else that can hang with the JJK villains. I don't think so. The next reason why I think Jujutsu Kaisen is the best new gen is it does a really good job of breaking classic shonen tropes. And the way it breaks these tropes is interesting because it'll kind of lean into tropes and then break them, which makes it interesting because you still get that shonen feel, but in an original way. For instance, the inner demon trope. We all know anime that got the inner demon trope. Let's use Naruto and Black Clover, for example. Every time this gets brought up, there's always the character, they have their inner demon. It's always a big struggle, blah, blah, blah. They end up befriending the demon and now they get some extra powers. I don't think that's where JJK is going with it. Sukuna is evil and he does not want to bargain with Itadori. He does not fuck with Itadori. Itadori is nothing more than a tool to him. Like Itadori's sitting there begging like, Sukuna, please, I'll do whatever if you could just fix Junpei. He like, nah, bruh, fuck you. And then both the villains just start laughing at his ass like that's not... You wouldn't get something like that in a regular ass shonen anime. You wouldn't get that in Naruto. You wouldn't get that in Black Clover. And granted, I love both of those shows, but we don't get that type of thing there. And then you also just got the useless women trope that goes on in a lot of shonen anime. For most of Naruto, most, not all, y'all know I rock with Sakura, but Sakura was useless for most of Naruto. When you look at a lot of shonen anime like Naruto, My Hero, or whatever, a lot of times the women are just kind of thrown to the side and useless. In most shonen anime, it's main character, best friend side character, useless woman who's not really a part of the team. Nobara is part of the team for real. I mean, you know, until the event. But for the most part, she was a part of the team. She was seen as an equal by Itadori and Megumi. She hung out with them just like everybody else. Like she was with them. And I think that that was really cool. And next we have the main reason why I think Jujutsu Kaisen is the best new gen anime of all time. It is not afraid to take risks to give us shock and despair. In the Shibuya arc alone, we lost so many of our favorite characters. Gojo sealed and he's not with us. Nanami, packed. Nobara, packed. Maki, packed. Shit, even one of the lead villains, Mahito, packed. Like they are not afraid to just pack these people up and get them out the story. Most new gen anime are not taking that risk. They find the characters that we love and they make sure to keep them in the story. What that type of blatant shock and despair does is it gives us stakes when we're watching the anime. A lot of times when you're watching shonen anime, you can be watching a fight and you're going, oh no, I don't know if this person's gonna lose, but you still have that sense of security that they're probably not gonna die. Any fight in Jujutsu Kaisen, any character during any fight, I'm nervous that it's over. I'm going to be on the edge of my seat the entire time. When I'm watching, let's take Demon Slayer, for example, Nezuko's getting burned up by the sun, but I'm sitting in my chair like, they're not going to get rid of Nezuko. Obviously, they wouldn't do that. When I'm watching the Shibuya arc, I'm going, I have no idea who could die, who's going to live. They might kill Megumi. They might fuck around and kill Itadori. I don't know what the hell is going to happen. Through that level of shock and despair, Jujutsu Kaisen has given us stakes that most new gen shonen anime just haven't been able to give us on the same level. And last but not least, one of the things that I think Jujutsu Kaisen does extremely well, maybe not the best, but extremely well is fights. It gave us some of the best fights we've seen in a long time. Gojo versus Toji was incredible. Sukuna versus Jogo. We got the besto friendo scene. Shit, even Megumi was going up against his dad. The rabbits were throwing hands. Like the hands in Jujutsu Kaisen are absolutely crazy. Now, do I think Jujutsu Kaisen has the best fights in New Gen Shonen? Maybe, but probably not. New Gen Shonen does fights very, very well. But so does Jujutsu Kaisen. Even if they're not the best, they can hang with the best when it comes down to the fights. Honestly, I could sit here all day and explain to you guys why I think Jujutsu Kaisen is the best new gen, but I think those reasons pretty much get my point across. Obviously, some of you guys are going to disagree. Let me know what y'all think the best new gen shonen is. And if you haven't done so already, please go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe. I would appreciate it a ton. It would help me out. You watched the whole video. You probably liked it. Hit that sub button. It will help me out a ton. And you can catch the next video because there will be a next one. I'm getting more consistent on my uploads. I promise y'all. But thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.